Good afternoon, enterprising Gemini, and welcome to Anna Transylvania's Tarot. This is Anna with your Tarot Bite for the week of the 18th through the 23rd of June. I know it's not a full week, but I'm going on to a new schedule, and we'll see how that one's going to work out. Trying different things. Okay, Gemini, let's see what is going on with you, what is going on with Gemini Collective. Beautiful. Beautiful. The Gemini Collective. The Gemini Collective, please. The Gemini Collective. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So, Gemini, this week you decide, okay? We're playing a game of you decide. What are we going to do? You decide, okay? So, it's talking about this week is going to be very important for you to sort of preserve your energy, okay? So, this is you over here, like taking care of yourself, okay? And allowing yourself to not be swayed by other people's opinions, okay? Even if they're people who are important in your life, this week you're just taking care of yourself. But the other part of this week is that you're forgiving people and forgiving yourself for your missed opportunities. And therefore, you're making room, okay? I had a couple of other readings for you that I did preliminary readings for this one, okay? So in those ones, I was saying that this week you actually have to like make room for manifestations to come in and make room for you to see what is being offered, what is actually being offered. And it's saying this week is that time, okay, for you, Gemini. This week is that time, okay, for you to sort of understand the cyclical nature of some things in your life and how you don't have to receive certain people and situations again, okay? You don't have to rise to the occasion and fix it again if these people want to come in, okay? So it's about you understanding that you putting yourself first and your emotions and the things that you desire first, okay? The Queen of Cups is the desire queen, you know, she knows what she wants on an emotional level, okay? So this week you're balancing your normal being in the mind with understanding the cyclical, okay, nature of things, and understanding that just because somebody gives you an apology doesn't mean you have to let them back in. Just because somebody offers you your job back doesn't mean you have to take it, okay? So this week you're learning that doing what's fair for you is actually doing what's best for everybody else. Because if somebody stays stuck in a situation that is no longer good for them, okay, that is no longer in balance for them, everybody else is also suffering. You're just at the vantage point of understanding that within your own life. And so this week I kind of foresee you over here saying no to some people that you used to work with, okay? That used to work for you, that what used to be your team at some point, okay? You're no longer having fun with these people anymore. So whoever the leader of these people are, the leaders sometimes, you gotta tell them no. You don't have room for them to come back into your life. You know, you have other things to do. Your time has come for a new cycle, for you to begin a new cycle, and that's what's fair. That's actually it's been here. You just haven't been seeing it because you've been wanting to take everybody with you. And your guides and the universe is saying, no. What's right for you is that you go into your new cycle, whether these people are there or not. And this week you're committing to that. Yes, look at you, nose to the grindstone. Okay, we had this in some of your other readings. It is saying that you have to have a standard for what you're willing to accept in your life, okay? All right. What about these people? Who are these people? I want to know. Okay. Yeah. Look, you just, whoever it is that's speaking for the Gemini collective today, just chimed in. Okay. And they said it doesn't matter who they are, Gemini is walking away from them. That's what matters. It is saying, in order for you to take your power back, in order for you to forgive yourself, in order for you to give yourself emotional birth, give yourself emotional room, you have to walk away from these people. Okay. It is what's good for you on an emotional level, and it's going to help you manifest to the standard that you want to manifest. It's going to help you capture all of this, the world, and the, this whole entire cycle is going to help you get the results that you want, but only if you walk away from these people, because you're holding too much space for them. Okay. You and Taurus are having like, you should go out for coffee. If you have a Taurus friend, you should go out for coffee. Okay. Because they're going through that same thing. I think for the last couple of weeks, you guys have been going through similar things. Okay. Where you're leaving behind things that you no longer serve you. What else for Gemini, please? What else for Gemini? Who is this Queen of Cups? Yeah. So this is, for some of you, this is an actual advisor. So some of you are being advised to go to your wisest friend or like a professional, like a psychologist, a doctor, a psychologist, a mental health professional. If I'm not calling you insane, promise, but sometimes we need that extra professional help to get us over the hump of having to leave people that have been with us for a while. Okay. Sometimes we can't let go, and we need that. So it's saying, please get the advice from someone who you trust, who you know that their advice has been good and has worked for you in the past. Okay. Whether that be a professional, your mom, a good friend whom you listen to. All right. Be fair to yourself and give to yourself what you would give to other people. You don't have to always be the counselor. Sometimes you get to be the counseled. Okay. So be the counseled this week. Yes. Yes, it is saying some of you are going to need a mediation. Okay. Between you and somebody else. And even if this person is saying, even if this person apologizes, it doesn't mean that you don't walk away. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means that you're giving yourself the most. Forgiving this person means that you're giving the most energy back to yourself, when you're no longer holding space for what they did to you, no longer being sad about leaving and all of that stuff. Okay, what is the advice for Gemini for this week, please? What is the advice? What is some advice for Gemini for this week? Finish up the loose ends. Look, they're gonna keep telling me the same thing over and over again. Anything else that Gemini needs to know before we close out this week, okay, which is the 18th through the 23rd. If you've made it thus far, thank you, Gemini. Thank you for supporting my channel. If you made it this far, subscribe. It would really help. It's free. Like, share, subscribe. All of them free, okay? And just know that I love you and I love your support and I love the support that you're giving me, okay? So let's keep going. It is saying loose ends, but what else can we give Gemini for this week? Any other thing that Gemini needs to know? Acknowledge yourself, Gemini. They just said, please, Gemini, acknowledge yourself, okay? Acknowledge all of the things that you've done for other people. Acknowledge them, okay? Allow yourself to feel good about things that you did for other people, even if those people didn't say thank you, okay? If you feel good giving, if you feel good supporting other people, if you feel good giving advice, if you feel good doing these things for people, don't stop doing these things just because that one a-hole, okay, didn't apologize, or that one person didn't reciprocate, or whatever, okay? So this week, thank yourself by allowing yourself to feel good about the things that you've done for others, even if they weren't reciprocated by those others, okay? Know that karma will balance itself out. Know that karma, okay? I don't know where I heard it. I heard it somewhere on YouTube. But I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, but I heard it here. And it was an advice that said, allow yourself, it was a short, another psychic. And she said, I think it was a she said, allow yourself to receive with the same generosity with which you give. Okay? And I never thought about it that way. But yes, Gemini, allow yourself to receive with the same generosity with which you give. Okay? Same generosity and charity and love with which you give, you should be allowing yourself to receive with that same joy and happiness with which you give. Yes. Okay. And the cards are saying, this is kind of a wrap up, but they're saying that this is where Gemini shines. Once they let themselves receive with that same grace, once they give themselves the same grace that they give other people, their roads are going to open. It is going to be obvious when the roads are opening. Because really, it only depends on you what makes you feel good. You know, it doesn't depend on what other people do for you. I do things that make me feel good all the time. Nobody knows about them, right? Same with you. You need to make yourself feel good this week, okay? So that you can receive, and so that you can walk away from these people and you can receive your just karmic rewards this week, okay? This is justice. It is saying justice is on your side. So for some of you who might be having some legal troubles, right, in the Gemini collective, I'm not saying all of you, but some of you that are having legal troubles, the justice card is saying that you will be walking away victorious, but it requires you walking away from these people. Otherwise, you're going to be pulled into another cycle of this. But the justice says you're getting karmic justice, you're getting your just rewards. And once you get your just rewards, you have to walk away from these situations so they don't repeat themselves. Okay? And then once you walk away, the road is going to open up to you with new possibilities, with a new cycle is opening up to you. But you have to choose to go there. You have to choose to walk away from the current cycle and finish up your loose ends, which are these people here. Okay? These people and situations here. All right, Gemini, if you've made it this far, thank you. All my gratitude and love, and please receive that, okay? Please receive it. I love you, Gemini. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.